good day everybody. This is Chris with the Ancient Scholar. I hope this video finds you all doing well. So this is going to be another introduction. I'm going to be introducing you to yet another new playlist this year, and that is going to be ECG interpretation or electrophysiology for paramedics 2022. So yet another of the classes that I'm teaching this semester is ECG or EKG interpretation, and it's aimed primarily at paramedics. It is actually one of the 3 prerequisite courses that students have to take prior to entering the paramedic pipeline at my institution. And that's, of course, in addition to, at a minimum, anatomy and physiology course and having licensure as an emergency medical technician or an advanced emergency medical technician, or EMT intermediate, as they call it in the state where we live. So I am going to be providing some of the content of that course, and I want to caveat this video with the same caveats that I have stated in prior playlists, and that is that these videos or these lectures are focused primarily toward the pre-hospital provider, the paramedic, and so the way in which it's taught, the amount of detail that we go into may be more or less than your specific requirements, depending on what area of healthcare you find yourself working in. For example, if you are in nursing school and you are getting ready to, say, take the NCLEX, and you are studying general nursing studies, you may find that we go into more detail than you need. However, if you are, say, in medical school, perhaps some of the electrophysiology, specifically some of the calculations that we do when it comes to creating augmented leads, the calculations are a little more, the mathematical concepts, the vectors and that are a little more high yield, and so that may not be a sufficient amount of detail for you. So you'll just kind of have to decide what the appropriate amount of detail is going to be for you. But regardless, I think that this will still appeal to a fairly large and diverse audience. And I also want to put out another caveat that the ECG interpretation course is not just lecture only. Just like the pharmacology course, we will necessarily not be able to cover everything, because a substantial portion of what I do in this course is actually not lecture. Lecture is a fairly modest amount of it, and so you will not get the laboratory experiences that our students are getting, the clinical experience, the quizzes, the homework assignments, and so on and so forth. So it's just going to be Zoom lecture recordings, and so you want to kind of take that into consideration as well. And there will be times where I reference certain materials, our textbook, for example, where if you don't actually use our textbook, you might be a little confused. But I still think that the core content that I cover will be helpful, particularly the first few lectures where we really focus on the fundamental concepts or components of electrophysiology as it relates to the cardiovascular system, because depending again on what area of healthcare you work in, you may not be exposed to this. You may not have a great understanding of, well, what's the difference between a lead and electrode, and how are so-called virtual electrodes created using, say, Wilson's central terminal, and where does that come from, and what is the relationship between the limb leads and the augmented leads and the precordial leads, and how the access system that we develop around the heart, how all that works, and what is diagnostic versus non-diagnostic quality ECG monitoring, and so on and so forth. So I think those particular concepts are going to be very helpful for a lot of people who may not dive into the fundamentals or the foundations of cardiac electrophysiology. So be on the lookout over the next couple of weeks for those particular videos to go up. I'm still in the process of editing and completing the pharmacology for paramedics playlist. And then once I complete that, I will start posting ECG interpretation videos. So I just wanted to do a quick update video on this new playlist that will be coming soon to the Ancient Scholar channel. I hope you all enjoy it. Thank you all so much and take care. Be safe.